Hey, it is Zennial Gamer here with some G2 Siege action to start off the season. Okay, so for this first fight, we have a really unusual defense. KVS, right? Commune, Vigor, Skogul, that's what you see all the time in Higher Guardian guild. So we're going to be starting off with this Trasar, Skogul, and Tian. So in this case, I'm going to show you guys for the Trasar, we're actually going to be in Will Runes, of course. But the key here is that he's at 179 speed, and then the Skogul is at 174. So you really want to have these two monsters speed tuned pretty closely. Also, I'm using the Vampire Skogul. This is probably a little bit of overkill. But because the KVS is usually built all on Violent, it gives me a little bit of redundancy just in case something goes wrong. The Tian is going to be at 169, so they're all speed tuned pretty close together. I went with a slower team intentionally. Okay, looks like I got beaten to that one, so I'm going to leave that in there because I don't know if I'll do another KVS this video, but that shows you one of my more common counters to it, and we'll move on to the next fight. Okay, so next up, we've got this Skogul, Vigor, and Molly, and you'll notice a big thing here is there's no immunity on the enemy side, so we're going to bring in our Mimir and Lauren to control this comp. The immediate threat is that Vigor. Now, he is going to take first turn, so I made sure that I brought in, I have two Mimirs, one is in Will Runes, one is not. This is the slower Mimir, but he's in Will Runes. So just in case that Vigor targets my Mimir, and then Lauren is also in Will Runes. And then the Triana here is just basically for death prevention, so we know if the Vigor gets a couple of procs off, he's going to get one of my monsters low. But I'm going to be ignoring the Skogul and going for the Vigor first. So if the Skogul happens to proc when he gets his rock up in the air, the Triana is there to protect me. She's also there just in case I cast enough, she can cleanse the defense break, or if the Vigor derps, whatever the case may be. So just giving me a little bit of safety. Now, I'm actually very surprised that I outsped this Vigor, but to be fair, I shouldn't be surprised because the Lauren, I think, is almost 300 speed. Now that I think about it, I should have expected that I was going to outspeed the Vigor, and so that worked out nicely. So we're just going to go ahead and shut the Vigor down right now. Now, this Molly will cleanse it, but I still took away enough attack bar that the Lauren's going to get to reduce him again. And so we do get that Skogul rock up in the air as expected. We reduce the Vigor, and again, our main concern right here is simply just getting this Vigor down as quickly as possible because he's got the defense break. And my Triana is going to be able to give me enough heal to sustain against those Skogul rocks right as the Skogul rock came down. But as you can see from the health bars, the Skogul rock did come down. Now, of course, I never touched the Skogul, so we're not really at immediate risk. He would have to proc like 3 times to get it back up in the air. And since that is the case, we're just going to keep hitting this Vigor and reducing its attack bar until it's dead because he is getting that healing from Molly, so it takes a while to kill him. Okay, there we go. So there's the Skogul procs. Now, since the Skogul did get a couple of rocks going, now we're going to work on this Vigor, and this time at least we got our own proc because that did get close. The Vigor almost got a turn there, but now we got the Vigor down. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I also missed several crits with the Mimir, and to be fair, my Mimir I think is only about 72 crit rate, so it is normal you'd miss some, but I think he missed more than he should have, which made the fight take a little bit longer. So now we still don't want to hit that Skogul, so we're just going to work on the Molly. Can we reduce the attack bar? Not quite enough, but there we go. The Molly is gone, and now that is actually GG. I could basically just auto that Skogul will never get another turn. So the Mimir, Lauren, I talk about this in pretty much every siege. This is a different usage for them than I usually use, but man, that combo is just so powerful. Anyway, that's a good start to the siege, and we'll move on to the next fight. Okay, so while we wait for the next guild siege tower to open, I'm going to show you guys one guild war with kind of a fun team. Now, it's obviously not one that people can make very often. It's just fun. So this top team, by the way, this is what I use pretty much against all Taranys defenses. The Kali's going to one-shot Taranys, and then the Odin's going to finish him off. The Masha might do some damage to the Odin, but he resurrects, and then we've got time to dismount the Masha and work her down. We'll also be able to put glancing on her with our Bastet. Now, I am assuming that my Bastet's going to outspeed that team. That may not be the case, but even if it's not the case, my Odin is in Will Runes. Honestly, I'm almost better off if I don't outspeed, so that the Masha burns her skill 2 against my immunity. Now, for this bottom team, we've got this Rena, And then we've got the double demons, and I always talk about how difficult it is to use Beelzebub outside of RTA, but this comp, I just found it fairly recently, and it does seem to have its situational uses. It's not one that I would rely on super frequently, but it is kind of a cool gimmicky team. So the basic concept here is that Nephthys is going to go ahead and defense break everyone, and then the Artemil and the Rahul are probably going to kill my demons. Chance that my Rina will have her shield blocked basically by the Rahul skill 2, and if that's the case, there's also a chance the Rina can die. But the nice thing is the water demon stays on the field, so then if the Rina were to die, the Beelzebub would be the one who came back. We would have to target the Artemil at that point just to be safe, because my Beelzebub may not be able to one-shot the Rahul, so we still run that risk then of the Rina getting her beneficial effects blocked a second time. But either way, we still have that water demon who will be coming back as well, and since all of the enemies are attribute neutral, we'll be able to kill the Nephthys pretty quick as well, and the Rahul then should not be able to solo. Okay, so there we go. We finished off the Taranys. The Masha, you saw, she actually derped. She did not do her fast link skill 2. Even if she hadn't derped, we would have been fine. Now she's dismounted, and now she's dead. So this is a relatively easy combo. The Odin proc right there actually made that fight go by really quickly. Okay, so here's the Rahul. Oh, wow, he only lands the beneficial effects block on the Rina, who is actually the only max resistance. Go figure. So we're gonna go ahead. Actually, let's just start hitting this Rahul a little bit. So we see 4,600 did almost nothing. Okay, now the Beelzebub is dead. We still have our skill 2. We've done about 5k to the Rahul so far. I just want to see if we can actually get a chance to kill him. If he doesn't heal up, we might be able to kill him right here. So let's go for it and see. Yes, we got the Rahul, who is the biggest enemy threat. Now, I do have the demons on Vampire. As you can see, which will hopefully keep them alive a little bit longer, just to split damage. That's all we're really trying to do right now. We do need this Rina to get critical hits somewhere along the lines to get that shield up. And hopefully they're going to kill the Belial and not the Rina. Okay, we got the shield up. Oh, man. We're going to get the Bub back right here. Oh, wait, no, Belial doesn't resurrect. What am I talking about? Okay, so we've lost. We have lost unless I can survive 3 more hits, which seems awfully unlikely, especially when I get stunned. Almost got there, though. Had I killed the Nephthys with the Beelzebub, this team would have worked. It was just a misplay because I forgot that I couldn't resist the silence. Okay, so next up, we've got this Galleon, Clara, Miho. So we're going to bring in the Grago to take control of the Miho's targeting. We're bringing in the Harmonia to keep the Grago healed. And then we're bringing in our Skogul for damage. Obviously, the Grago is also going to give us a little bit of provoke. And so that was actually a nice start. The Clara only got 1 stun. Unfortunately, that was a terrible start because the Grago got resisted. That was a real problem for us. Can we get a stun? We got the stun. So, of course, it had to be the Grago that resisted, didn't it? Had to be the Grago. The only thing that could cause me to lose right here was a Grago resist. Can we get a stun? Well, the provoke will help, but I think we might still be dead. Yeah, we're still dead. All right, moving on to the next fight. Okay, so we're going to try the same defense again. This time we're just going to try and outspeed using our Orion with a Susano lead. And then we will, of course, get the attack bar boost with the Susano and try and get the Skogul rock up. The other thing is here, if we can get the defense break on the Clara, which of course we can't. But, however, it did actually work out because we can reduce the Clara attack bar right here. We get the rock up in the air, and then having gotten that Galleon stunned was nice. No stuns from the Clara was actually really nice there. We'll go ahead and defense break everybody. I'm going to take out the Clara with the Susano and hope that this Miho does not kill my... Okay, good. It did not kill my, my Skogul. So now can we get a stun here? We get the defense break on the Miho. And okay, we are good to go and moving on to the next fight. Okay, so for this next fight, we've got this Ophilia, Elsharion, and Taranys, and we're going to bring in our Amelia, Bulwark, Skogul. So the nice thing about this is every time Elsharion steals a buff, it's going to actually rebuff our team. When Ophilia buffs herself, or I should say not so much rebuff our team, it's going to stack our team. So like in this case, the Ophilia stack the Bulwark up completely. We get the Rock up. It doesn't matter who he's targeting. And now we'll go ahead and we have no choice actually, so we'll just hit that Ophilia. The shield is broken. We'll go ahead and defense buff and get the Bulwark stacked up. And of course the Skogul damage is ignore defense, so it doesn't really change anything for us whether or not they steal the defense buff for us. So the Ophilia actually procced right out of her invincibility, which it's nice. It just saves us a little bit of time. Can we break the shield? Not quite yet. We still haven't broken the shield. And we will go ahead, I think, and just start working on the Elsharion at the same time. Now we'll try again to break the shield. It's a thick shield, but we get the Rock up in the air. And there you go. They're restacking my Bulwark right back up. Steal the immunity. This should break the shield. Wow. Can't break that shield for anything, but again, it doesn't matter. You're never really in any danger with this team. Go ahead and heal back up a little bit. Force the Taranys to resurrect. And this should be it. We get the Rock up, and next turn, the Rock will be down. We'll go ahead and heal, and we can just auto out from here. Okay, so for this next team, we've got the Xing, Rica, and Praha. And we're going to go ahead and just bruiser it. Now, we are going to let the Rica actually hit us instead of buffing because of the Praha strip. Unless we're able to just almost one-shot. Wow. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and give ourselves immunity. And we're going to finish off this Rica. And this is just to prevent the Xing stuns because the Praha has gone ahead and slept herself, which is what happened because we were able to do so much damage. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead, actually. We're going to get our defense buff up, even though the Praha is going to strip me. We got the Provoke there, too, so by the time the Praha does strip me, the Xing will be dead, and then it really shouldn't matter. Actually, no, the Provoke didn't matter, but either way, this should be able to just about finish off the Xing. There we go. So even if the Praha wound up derping, but even if the Praha hadn't have derped, we would have been fine there. So we can pretty much just auto out from here and move on to the next fight. Okay, for this next fight, we've got this Molong, Perna, and Taranys. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Mimir and Perna. Now, normally I run Mimir, Lauren, and Perna, but since I used Lauren in a 4-star base, this is actually my second Mimir. We're going to go ahead and bring in Mina as that alternative. Mina will be able to absorb the attack bar of the Perna and do a lot of damage in general. Now, we're going to start off with the Mina just skill 1-ing. My Mina is on violence, so there's always a chance that we'll get a proc, but ideally right here, we were able to actually just reset that Perna's first life already, and now we can shut it down with the Mimir right here. Now the Molong will hopefully Reckless my Perna, which it does, and this is going to allow me to take the Mina skill 2 over into that Molong. Even nicer, the Taranys actually protected the... Ooh, the Mina got provoked. So I guess the Mina is not going to get to skill 2 just yet, and now that I put that brand on, the Mina is actually going to have to target that Perna. Okay, you can stop proccing any time now, Mr. Mo. You can stop, and yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see here. I think right now our primary concern is to shut down this Perna right here. Now it does have, it's already resurrected once. It's got the soul protection on it. Let's go ahead. We'll skill 2 the Molong, see if we can get 1 crit, which we did. So that killed out the Molong. Can we stun the Taranys? We cannot, but that's okay. Now we got the stun. Perfect. We'll go ahead and just force resurrect this Perna right here. And this might actually be enough. If we landed the continuous damage, it would have been enough. But that's still fine. So the Perna's gone, and we can actually pretty much auto out from here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, maybe we can not auto out. He almost one-shot my damn Mina right there. Not that I really need Mina against Taranys, but even so. Okay, now we can auto out from here and move on to the next fight. Okay, for this next fight, we've got this Fenyang Laika Betta. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Jeanne, Iris, and Rica. Now the idea here is obviously the Betta has a really long cooldown. A lot of people don't realize that because when she procs like crazy, it doesn't feel like it. But the Betta actually does have a very long cooldown, so we're going to go ahead and... Oh, do we silence Betta or Fenyang? I think we're actually going to silence the Fenyang because we don't want him countering on us. Or we'll just let him counter on us, why not? We did get the stun there, so that was perfect, though. Let's, for right now, I'm going to hold off the provoke and just get rid of this defense break. And now we are going to go ahead and just try and get some strips here. Oh, almost no strips. Wow, and the Fen Yang is just going proc wild. Stuns? Okay. Provokes would be good here. Stun? Okay. You know what? We gotta strip off this Laika. The stun on the Fen Yang right there was huge. Okay, so we haven't gotten enough control yet here. Definitely, this team is all about control, and we just haven't gotten that control that we were looking for yet. So we're gonna go ahead and silence this Betta now, just to make sure. See, the Fen Yang has just been a little bit aggressive on me. He's landed every defense break. He's proccing quite a bit. I think we're going to go ahead and clear this defense break off for right now. Can we stun the Fen Yang? We cannot, but at least we got a little bit of heal there. And see, wow, see, look at that. He just double procs right out. Actually, yeah, it was 2 procs. And I think we are going to lose this one, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. I mean, just 100% proc rate. So, the Laika's dead now. But there's not a lot I can do against this right now, unless we get some miracle stuns here. Yeah, and he gets the cleanse again. So normally in this comp, you would just have a lot of control, but also normally in this comp, you would be not watching the Fen Yang just constantly defense breaking you, to be honest. All right, so it's not over yet, though. Stun, no stun. Sleep would be perfect. We did not get the sleep, and he did get the proc, but at least this time he didn't defense break. Stun. No stun. Okay, the Betta gets the proc. I think we need a stun first, and now we need a provoke. Oh, we didn't get the provoke, and I have to take the invincibility. So unless we stun this Fen Yang here, wow, we didn't even land the debuffs. Are you kidding me? Like... Seriously. Okay, that was, at least I got a couple of procs on my side. The Betta resisting is okay. It's really that Fen Yang we're most worried about. And let's see, stun. Okay, we did get a stun. Can we stun the Fen Yang? No. Okay. At least we are starting to get those resistances now. My Jeanne is, of course, max resistance. So all those early defense breaks. Now, to be fair, he defense broke the Iris quite a bit. And the Iris is not max resistance, so just to be fair, okay, we got that defense break on the Rica is concerning. Can we get a stun? Got the stun. Okay, that's close. That is close. Okay, the stun, we got the stun. We're going to save the provoke, actually, and just hope he doesn't violent proc here. He did not. Ooh, got the stun again. We might make it. We might actually survive here. So we're still saving that provoke. And the reason for that is because I don't... Oh, we got it. We got it. He finally stopped proccing. And as soon as he stopped proccing, we were good. All right. A little bit of damage. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. We are good. Wow. That was uncomfortably close. Probably not the best comp choice on my part, but even so, still uncomfortably close. That was a really strong Fen Yang. Honey Badger, if you're watching this, it wasn't just the procs. I mean, he hits like a tank, so nice Fen Yang. Okay, for this next fight, we've got this Jeanne, Harmonia, and Fen Yang, and we're just going to Queb Catabale it since there's no strip on the enemy side. They really can't do anything to us unless the Fen Yang, I guess, just got like 10 procs, but even then, all he'd be doing would be killing my Queb. So we should be good. And we've got our invincibility up, so we're obviously going to target this Fen Yang first since he is the primary threat. Now, can we get a crit? Ooh, no crit there. But we did get the crit there. And so that's going to be a really quick GG as Belager drops the Jeanne, and we move on to the next fight. Okay, for this next fight, we've got this Fen Yang, Amelia, and Perna. So we're going to go ahead and use our Odin, Kali, and Bastet. Now, obviously, we're going to outspeed on this one. We're going to use the Kali to just one-shot out that Fen Yang, and then we're going to use the Odin to hopefully one-shot the Amelia. It'd be pretty unlikely that this Amelia would survive. Yeah, there you go. We are good. And now we can actually just auto out. Every now and then, like, I mean, the Perna could go proc crazy or something, but it's already on its second life. And actually, the Odin is going to go proc crazy instead. And there we go. Moving on to our last fight of the siege. Okay, for our last fight of the siege, we've got this Tian, Camilla, and Anavel. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Xing, Anavel, bring in our own Anavel, and then we're going to bring in the bub just for a little bub content. So the idea here is pretty straightforward. That Tian is going to kill the bub quickly. We're going to use our Xing to basically just dominate the Amelia over there. And then the bub's going to get his revenge return at some point. And as a matter of fact, maybe we'll just kill the Tian right now, since he is a little bit squishier than expected. Ooh, the double stuns right there. Uh-oh. Wow. That was interesting, but okay. You know what? We could finish that Tian now, but it's not as much fun to do it that way. So we're just going to go ahead and just hit him normally. We're going to let the bub die. Maybe let the bub die. We're going to go ahead and clear. We got to cleanse off these. Okay, there we go. So now the bub's going to die. We will keep working on that Tian. And the idea here is we want to let them kill the bub, and then the bub's just going to come back and one-shot that Anavel, and then I can just work down the Camilla slowly. So this should kill the bub. Come to think of it, though, in order for the bub to come back, they're going to have to kill one of my monsters, and it looks like that may not happen. So I think instead we're going to go ahead and let's see how much damage we can do to this Camilla. 22,000 damage to the Camilla, so that wasn't terrible, but the Camilla just like heals itself right back up. Okay, the Anavel did not at least kill my bub. Can we kill off this Anavel? We sure can. And so we're good, even if the bub dies right here now. It's going to be a much slower fight. It would have been more fun, I think, if we could have brought the bub back to one-shot that Tian, but we still are going to pull off the win. We'll wrap up the 9-1 G2 Siege. The one loss, I don't know, maybe it was a questionable comp, but it was kind of bad luck where the Galleon defense broke everybody except the Grago. So there we go, guys. That is going to wrap up our 9-1 Siege. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, if you're still with me to this point, then that means that you probably liked the video, found it entertaining, or even better, both. So please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below, because those things help the channel grow, and more importantly, they show me that the video is useful, and that's the whole reason I do this in the first place.